You know, people that love redheads are called redophiles. Go home, Google it, and you be like, man, that dude ain't lying. He wasn't no joke. There's no joke. So I got to go see all my family this summer. I came back off a road trip recently, which was cool seeing all my family. They're all in the Midwest and the South. So I've been living in California a long time. It's good to go there and see different shit. Like my grandma, she has this, you know, this old house, and everything in it is from the 50s. This house is from the 50s, all her appliances, and they still work. I don't understand how they work. Like, she has one of those old TVs with those turn knobs and like 5 channels, and it still plays the national anthem after 11. It's amazing. Like, she doesn't have a stove, she just has a fire. She got to cook shit on, which is hard to make scrambled eggs. You just lose them. But what amazed me the most out of all her equipment that still works has to be her washing machine. Because you know it's from the 50s in South Carolina, because her washing machine is still separated between whites and colors. But it's cool, it still works. Got to go see my nephew after that, which was cool. My nephew's a funny little kid, he's 12 years old, right? And I was at his house, and you know, he brings in this cat from outside, and he's playing with the cat in the house, and you know, he's trying to rescue it. He thinks it's a little barn cat, he's trying to feed it. So I asked him, I was like, hey Matt, is that cat a boy or a girl? And he goes, well, I don't know, Uncle Johnny, how do I check? I was like, well, you just gotta lift up his tail and look. So he does, and he lifts up this cat's tail, and he's 12, he don't know what he's looking at. So he stands there for like a minute, and I asked him, I was like, is it a boy or a girl, Matt? He goes, man, Uncle Johnny, I don't know what this thing is, but it's got 2 buttholes. And they were both winking across the room like that one dude was saying. I didn't know what it was either. Got to go see my mom. Love going to see my mom. I got a redneck family. I don't know what it is about redneck families, but they all believe in ghosts. Like, they think everything is haunted. Like, if there's not an explanation for it, it's a ghost. That's the explanation. Like, we were driving down the road in her truck, and the dash light started flickering on and off, and she goes, I knew it, this truck's haunted. Mom, it's a 2011 Chevy with like no previous owners. How's it haunted? Maybe there's hobo ghosts running around the country, you know, sleeping in trucks. But I guess the only ghost I ever believed in when I was a little kid, and me and my brother would play baseball, because we'd always have ghost man, because we didn't have enough people to field the team. Which was cool, because I was the older brother, so my ghost players were a lot better than his ghost players. Like, if he hit a ball and I didn't catch it, I'm like, oh, and a diving catch from the ghost man in the outfield. You're out, man. Suck. Yeah, I got a perfect game every game. So I've been trying to quit drinking lately, and it's not going too well at all. I've had 2 beers tonight. But it's hard to quit drinking because I was in the Navy, and all my friends are still in the Navy. And you can't quit drinking when all your friends are still in the military. Because I show up to a party, and they're like, hey Reaves, how many beers you want, man? What's up? I'm like, hey, no beers, man. They're like, oh, you asshole, get 2 of them. Hey, Reaves wants 2 beers. I was like, nah, man, I'm trying to quit. Nah, whatever, man, we're gonna beat you up if you quit. Oh, fuck this guy. So I end up drinking. But it's hard to pick up women now that you're not at the bars all the time, drinking, around drunk women, you know. It was a lot easier when you're always at the bars, it is. So I had to switch up tactics now that I'm not at the bars all the time. So I tried these roofies everyone's been bragging about. And they should come with instructions, because I took one and I don't remember nothing. I don't know how you're supposed to get laid off those things. I'm gonna take 2 next time, see what happens. Or like oysters, those are an aphrodisiac, right? So I tried slipping one of those in a girl's drink, and that didn't work. She noticed. And you know, it's alright being an alcoholic, it's not that bad. I'm just tired of potheads talking shit about alcoholics. Like, if you tell someone they're a pothead, what do? Well, at least I'm not an alcoholic, out getting DUIs, wrecking shit, getting in fights. You know, when someone calls me an alcoholic, I don't use some other bullshit excuse. Like, well, at least I'm not a serial rapist. I'm not out there raping shit. Motherfuckers. Potheads. I smoke pot too. I don't know what I'm talking about. Another reason I've been trying to, quit drinking is because I'm poor. And it sucks to be poor. Yeah, oh, somebody else is poor? Okay. It sucks to be poor. Like, everyone knows it sucks to be poor. But, like, to me, it's those little things about being poor that suck. Like, I always have to find stuff in my house to use outside its original intent. Like, I never had paper towels, so I always got to cook my Hot Pocket on computer paper. It's kind of easy. You scrape the cheese off the paper. Easy. Or like soap. I never have enough soap. Every time I'm poor and I run out of money, then I run out of soap at the same time. So for a couple days, I got to use just like a little bar of soap that fits on one finger. You have any idea how long it takes to shower with a finger worth of soap? Yeah. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I live in a bad neighborhood too because I'm poor. It's not too bad. It's just poor. Like Halloween is a good time though in my neighborhood because the costumes are great. They can't afford these nice costumes from the costume stores, so they're all homemade, which is cool because I've seen the funniest costume I've ever seen in my life. This little kid came walking up to the door, and I seen him. He had this little white sheet draped over him. He had some blood stains on him, some holes cut out for the eyes. I knew what he was, but I want to be nice and ask him. I was like, "Hey, little kid, what are you supposed to be?" He looked up at me. He was like, "My mom's mattress."
I was gonna say tampon.
Yeah, no, that was shit. That was bad. So when you're poor, you sit at home a lot, watch a lot of TV. I do that shit. I watch a lot of TV. I seen a commercial the other day for cotton. Did you know they had to advertise that shit anymore? Like, is there even a company? It just said cotton. It's like, yeah, I know you have cotton. Like, where at? Just t-shirts and shit. But I was flipping through and I seen this yoga show. And I was like, nobody's home, my roommate's gone. I'm gonna try some yoga. So I like shut all the blinds, locked the door and shit. And that is embarrassing. I was by myself, I was embarrassed. Like, man, that should beat me up. This shit is weird. Like, I would rather get caught like jerking off than doing yoga. Like, if my roommate would walk in, just pull my dick out, like, oh no, it's yoga chicks, huh? Yeah, it's hot. I told my roommate that joke. I caught him doing yoga to porn like 3 times. I don't think he understands the joke. But after I was done with my yoga, I watched one of them cooking shows that show MasterChef, where they're trying to find like the best home cook in America. And like, they have some real good shit they cook with. Like, I'm poor and I don't have shit to cook with, no good ingredients. But they're putting up plates for the judges with like seared duck on asparagus with like beets and a side of cash. Like, who can afford that shit to cook with? If I were to put my plate up on my home cooked meal, it would be like, yes, this is a microwave seared chimichanga. It is resting beautifully on a bed of top ramen with an all-natural spicing packet. And on the side, we have some leftover Taco Bell hot sauce. And to wash it down, a warm cup of tap water. That's all I got. I ate that shit yesterday. Swear to God. So I'm a comedian, obviously. And when I tell people what I do, they always tell me the same thing. They're like, all right, funny guy, tell me a joke. It's like, all right, man, don't put me on the spot. We're like at the DMV. Come on now. But, I don't do that to other people when I ask them what they do. Like, if I'm talking to a guy, and I'm like, hey, so what do you do for a living, buddy? I'm a mechanic. Oh, yeah? Why don't you change that alternator right there? Oh, yeah.